Hello, I'm Diane Burkhart and I am an indie author. I'm currently writing a historical fiction cliffhanger serial as Stephen Burkhart. For those of you who have already been to my website, you might recognize this guy. This is my dad, Steve, and he has been gracious enough to allow me to use his likeness to represent Stephen Burkhart for the entire run of my book series. Thanks, Dad. Now, my series is called the Into the West Saga serial, and I have 3 installments that are currently in print with an additional volume that is a special edition that contains 2 installments in 1 volume. The first book in this series is called Into the West, the Orphan Train, and this is a current finalist in the 2019 Top Shelf Indie Book Awards. We're also at the end of a free download weekend for the Kindle version of this book. And because of all of you who have downloaded a free copy of this, you have made this happen. If you check out the Amazon Kindle store and go to the top free bestsellers list, you can find this book on 2 separate bestsellers lists at the moment. It's number 16 on Free Westerns and number 61 on the American Literature Free Book List. It also has made it up to 1,086 for all free Kindle downloads. That is amazing. Thank you to each and every one of you who have gotten your free copy of this Kindle book. I really appreciate it. Now, this book is where we meet Elizabeth and Connor McBride for the first time. We follow them as they face the harsh realities of life after their mother is forced to turn them over to the Catholic Foundling Aid Society in New York City. Their mother, Margaret, had no way of knowing that this decision would end up sending her children into the wild Western territories. The second book in this installment, or in this series, is Into the West, a New Home. In this installment, we followed Elizabeth and Connor as they travel west on the orphan train with the other foundlings from New York City. At each stop, the children are presented to different families in hopes that someone will take them in. Will their caseworker be able to find a new home for Elizabeth and Connor, or will she have to return them to New York City and the special care of Sister Mary Clare? The third installment in this series is Into the West, Sharon Springs. This is where we meet the townsfolk in the last stop on the orphan train. We find out that many of the families here are dealing with great losses of their own, and it's possible that Elizabeth and Connor just might be able to make some few families feel whole again, but at what cost to themselves? Now, the fourth book in this series is something that I'm currently working on, and it is called Into the West, Most Wanted. In this installment, we find a famous marshal comes to Sharon Springs on the trail of bandits. Many of the townsfolk begin to act nervous and suspicious. Is it because they're afraid of the outlaws, or do they have something to hide? Now, my books are available in paperback and Kindle downloads. You can find the paperbacks and Kindle downloads on Amazon.com, or you can even find paperback versions available through BarnesandNoble.com. And you can also go to my website, StephenBurkhart.com, where you will find more information about all of these installments, as well as different contests, behind-the-scenes information, and information on the upcoming audiobook version that we're working on. I hope you'll head over to www.stephenburkhart.com and give my work a look. Thanks.